Good morning, everyone. I hope you're well. We will start in about 1 minute. As we just came out of the high-level policy dialogue, I believe Blanca Moreno Dodson from the Center for Mediterranean Integration has not joined us yet. So we will give her a couple of minutes to join, and then we will start immediately. Good morning, Dr. Nabil. I hope you're well. Dr. Nabil, you're on mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good morning, Elada. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I've been muted by the host. So when
Yes.
you tell us good morning, we want to tell you good morning back, but we're not allowed.
Technology is blocking communication, it seems.
No problem, no problem.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be with you.
Thanks. So everybody, I think we will slowly start, and I'm sure that Blanca will join us. We're in communication with her office. So good morning to you all. I see colleagues also from the OECD. Manon, it's great to see you. Our moderator, Ahmed Yassin, many of our YMV alumni, our collaborators at the British Council. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the last event of our Euromed Debate and Policy Forum. We're very glad to have you with us. The idea behind this, this youth-led consultation was actually to finish this event the way that we had conceptualized the live event, and to finish with an opportunity for young people to have a dialogue around important questions relating to the future of youth programming, youth policies in the Euro-Mediterranean. So we as Young Mediterranean Voices, as Anna Lindh Foundation, our partners, what we bring into this mix is this idea of dialogue, of intercultural dialogue. Our participation in this conversation, we think, is now even more current. The COVID crisis has brought us into this very difficult situation where we can actually not see each other. We cannot have physical contact. However, these digital platforms give us the opportunity for interaction. So we do try to take that as much as possible into consideration and take advantage of these opportunities. So in these past 5 days, we have had 3 days of debating around very current SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. We have based our conversation on a great amount of research by the Anna Lindh Foundation, but also by its partners. On Saturday, we had the opportunity for networking, which we also miss greatly. As a program that is based on on the Euromed dialogue, we haven't had a lot of opportunities to mix lately. So on Saturday morning, we had many dozens of young people from the Euro-Mediterranean interacting. We even heard the sweet sound of the oud in one of the sessions when an Egyptian participant living in Sweden said, "I really miss that sound. Please give me something now that I have the opportunity." So Saturday morning was quite magical. And this morning with the high-level policy dialogue, I need to say, and I need to thank everybody that was involved, because it really was very substantial. In the past few months, we have also really kind of dived into virtual dialogue and virtual debate through our collaboration with the European Parliament and the EU office at the United Nations, offering our consultation and producing policy recommendations. And today we would like to give the floor as much as possible for these remaining 45 minutes to the young people to have an open discussions around some questions we have formulated that we would really, really like your opinion on. But before I do that, I would like to give the floor to our Executive Director, Dr. Nabil Al-Sharif, to say a few words and welcome everybody to this very meaningful event for us.
Thank you so much, Elada. Good morning to everybody. I'm so happy to be with you. And really, we're glad to also have, of course, Ms. Blanca Moreno-Dodson, manager of the Center for Mediterranean Integration. And we look forward to her joining us very soon, I'm sure. And we are also very glad to welcome Commissioner Olivier Varelli, Commissioner of the Neighborhood and Enlargement and member of the European Commission, and thank him for taking the time to join us by video in this session as well. Dear alumni of the Young Mediterranean Voices program and the Erasmus Virtual Exchange program, on behalf of the Anna Lindh Foundation, allow me to welcome you all to this youth-led consultation taking place in the framework of the virtual Euromed Debate and Policy Forum 2020, organized by the Foundation's Young Mediterranean Voices program in collaboration with the Center for Mediterranean Integration and the British Council. The overall objective of the youth-led consultation is to bridge the gap between young people and institutions in these critical times, putting youth at the core of the public policy decision-making process while underlining their role to promote Euromed cooperation. In addition, reflecting on the 25th anniversary of the Barcelona Declaration, we are aiming to set up the objectives of Mediterranean youth programs such as Young Mediterranean Voices. One of the most important lessons to draw from the Young Mediterranean Voices experience for our intercultural dialogue working with peers on the other shore of the Mediterranean. In particular, when it comes to creating and exchanging ideas and practice to find solutions to shared problems through debating and the formulation of policy recommendations. As part of the Young Med Voices collective responsibility is to contribute to reaching the Sustainable Development Goals. Those who will be in leadership position by 2030 are the young people taking part in YMV and this virtual event. Young Mediterranean Voices 2030 campaign that started in 2019 has become a movement of connected champions of the Sustainable Development Goals from across the Middle East, North Africa, Europe, and the Balkans, acting as a catalyst to accelerate the implementation of the 2030 agenda. We are committed to empowering young people to enhance a culture of dialogue, to contribute to public policy and shape media discourses, and to create a shared understanding with peers across the Mediterranean on how to address issues of common concern to their communities, and are working together to build and support the vision of the Euro-Mediterranean we want for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nabil. Thank you for those very inspiring words. I think here we have the young people that will be enforcing this and taking on this vision of the Mediterranean of the future, and we look forward to hearing from them. But before that, Blanca, it's great to have you back. I'm wondering if you could say a few words at the beginning of this event.
Hello again, dear Elada. Thank you so much, Dr. Al-Sharif. It's really an honor and a great pleasure to join you. I have been really enjoying all the sessions that we have had together in the last few days, and I'm very impressed with the quality of the debate. So as Elada said, we really want to hear from you, from the young voices. So I just want to make a few remarks again to express our gratitude to the Annalyn Foundation for letting us be your partner in this event, and also the British Council. I think it has given very good results from what I can hear in the very rich debates. I just want to emphasize that at the Center for Mediterranean Integration, we consider the youth as an essential partner for the transformation and the resilience of the region. We do believe that you can have a tremendous influence on policy making, not only through your ideas and your innovative approaches to everything that we need to work on, but also through your networks, your access to technology, your access to higher levels of education. And on our side, we just want to help you amplify your voices and give you the support that you need so that you can indeed be so influential. So I see our partnership as the beginning of a longer term relationship, and we would like to be attentive to the needs that you may have as you continue being very active in this Euro-Mediterranean dialogue. I think that this is a critical year, not only because the unfortunate effects of COVID, of the pandemic, that will not disappear right away. We will feel them for some time still, hopefully not too long, but they have also made us think about the type of growth that we want to encourage, the type of disparities that we see in our societies, and the vulnerability of some segments of the population that have suffered much more, are suffering much more from the crisis than others. At the same time, because of the timing of the anniversary of the Barcelona Declaration, 25 years after, it's also time to see what has worked and what has not worked or could be improved. So at the Center for Mediterranean Integration, we have also conducted a comprehensive analysis of what has happened in the last 25 years and provide some suggestions moving forward. And one of the suggestions is precisely to work in partnership, to promote co-development, and to involve much more the civil society in the decision making. So we count on you, the young population, to continue stimulating us, and we really hope to offer you the support that you need so you can continue moving forward. All the best, and I look forward to the continuation of the debates.
Thank you, Blanca. Thank you so much. And it is wonderful to have you on board. As I said before, I really feel that our youth-centered policies really do align the two organizations in very meaningful ways. So before we move on to the dialogue, we are very, very fortunate. The Commissioner for Neighborhood and Enlargement and Mr. Oliver Varelli has sent us a short video. He wanted to be here, but a conflict did not allow him, conflict in his scheduling. So I would ask our technical support team, Albert, if you would be so kind as to play the video.
Dear young debaters, unfortunately, I'm not able to take part in your debate today, but I wanted to tell you how important and timely your discussions are. The Mediterranean region has always been of strategic importance to the European Union. In November, we will celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Barcelona Declaration. This celebration is a good moment to give a new momentum to the Euro-Mediterranean relations. I want to use this occasion to relaunch our cooperation with countries in the region. Investing in youth has always been and will continue to be a priority. Young people should be able to build up a future in their country and should be able to influence the debates in their countries. We will make sure that your views are being heard when we discuss the reshaping of our strategy with the southern Mediterranean countries. Climate action and digitalization will be high on the agenda of the European Union in the coming years. Climate change is heavily affecting the Mediterranean, and the renewed cooperation with our southern neighbors will promote innovative solutions to improve air and water quality, but also to manage waste, land, and water resources effectively. Building a low-carbon society and economy is a big challenge, but also a huge opportunity for economic growth and job creation. The future societies will be digital societies, also in the Mediterranean. To this end, digital expansion is not just about new technology. It calls for a genuine strategy to use it for the national and regional development. The renewed partnership with the Mediterranean will put the information society at the center of the relations, aiming to create a common digital area. While digitalization offers small and medium-sized enterprises opportunities to innovate and grow, it also has consequences for skill requirements for workers. Education and vocational training in the Euromed region are therefore key to fully benefit from the digitalization transformation. Youth unemployment remains a regional challenge, so we will pay particular attention to the economic reforms, boosting investments and job creation in the region and helping to reduce inequalities especially for young people. This will require private sector mobilization on both sides of the Mediterranean in order to respond to market needs and to think of new business models that are more innovative and greener. Without good and inclusive governance, the region will not achieve its economic objectives. Consequently, our renewed partnership will also put emphasis on areas such as justice and rule of law, more broadly, the fight against corruption, organized crime, illegal migration, and terrorism. Given the importance of investing in education for the development of a country, I will actively work with the countries and the universities in the region so that young people receive the best education and training and can study and find jobs across the region. Every year, the European Commission provides more than 30 million euros to higher education institutions to cooperate and modernize curriculum in the southern Mediterranean region through Erasmus Plus capacity building projects. More than 120 promising projects are currently running. In addition, since 2015, Erasmus Plus has financed more than 30,000 student and staff exchanges between the two shores of the Mediterranean. In addition, 450 Southern Mediterranean students received a full Erasmus Mundus master scholarship to study in Europe. So we have still a lot of work to do, but I'm confident that the role of youth in the South will be important in the years to come. I thank you for your attention and I wish you a successful debate.
Well, I think it's a very interesting beginning to our conversation. He has indeed mentioned many of the points that we would really also like your opinions on. So it's interesting, I think, to have this exchange even from video. I would really like to thank his cabinet for making sure that we had this video, and of course him for his time. So I will very happily not be running this conversation. It's also not my place. I will give the floor for our dear YMV alumni and activists from Egypt, Mr. Ahmed Yassin, to moderate these next about half an hour. Ahmed.
Oh, thank you, dear Elada. I'm really happy about today. Also, I would like to welcome all the people here, the debaters, the brilliant debaters, also the distinguished guests, Dr. Blanca and Dr. Nabil Sharif. I'm very and utterly happy to see you all today after some sort of hard times passing by the last week. But today also is a brilliant and special day for me because I'm celebrating the 9th anniversary of my NGO, because I've been too young when I started it, so it's like a sort of an inspirer. So this event means a lot to me, and thank you, Elada, for having me. Also, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Ahmed Yassin, a YMV alumni. I've started a very good relationship with that brilliant program in 2018, and 2019 was a sort of a very good beginning when I attended the leadership seminar. Also, I've been working extensively in the intercultural dialogue via my NGO Make a Contribution Club, which I'm celebrating the 9th anniversary today, and civic education and youth empowerment, which is a sort of, shaped my character to working in such fields. On the other side, I'm working in the environment as environmental activist, and I founded the Banlastic social enterprise, which aims to ban the single-use plastic by 2030 in the Mediterranean Sea basin, hopefully. And speaking of which, I'm very proud of the insights and thoughts I've heard in the debates, and it was really brilliant that we're giving a very good attention to the climate change. The policies are amazing, and I'm really proud of how people are thinking about the actions in a very, very good way. And we have a sort of, the implementation methodology. It's easy to be done and inspiring. So That's all. And originally, I'm working as a solar engineer, so I would love to leave it to the last. But anyway, so going to the dialogue questions, I'm really happy about the seeing familiar faces and also fresh faces. Starting with the 3 questions, and I would love to hear from all of you the insights and thoughts of yours, especially the people who have been part of the other debates the last few days. So starting with the question number 1, and will be posted in the chat. I will read it out loud. How do we bridge the gap between young people and institutions in these times of crisis, putting youth at the core of the public policy decision-making process? I will say the question again. How do we bridge the gap between young people and institutions in these times of crisis, putting youth at the core of the public policy decision-making process? You can intervene by unmuting your microphone and or raising your hand, or also you can write us to the chat box. But what is really important, we will take everybody at the time, and we have a very short time, so please be precise and tell us your name and where are you from. So we can start. If you want to raise your hand, you will find at the bottom right the more button, and you will see the raise hand in the list of choices that will be displayed after you push the button, the more. So I think, do we have the question in the chat? No? Show hands if you want to. Oh, yes, okay. So Fatima, yes, you can go. Hello,
Thank
Fatima.
you, Ahmed. Hi, Fatima from Morocco. Regarding bridging the gap between young people and institutions, I believe that the YMV program, I mean the ALF and British Council set a really good model in doing that, meaning starting discussions between the young people from different places of the world and different institutions. Be it people from the parliament, people in international institutions, etc. I think that's a very good step because, one, it shows that people in these institutions are down to just sit down and talk to young people and listen to them. And it also shows young people that their voice matters. And we're not only stuck in tokenistic gestures anymore. You know, as we used to do before, we send a form and we ask people to write in whatever they want, and we don't even know how that was followed up, and whether the opinions of young people were actually really taken into consideration or not. But with doing these virtual exchanges and virtual meetings, we know that we are in the center of whatever topic we are discussing, and we know that we actually have people who listen to us and they are willing to act on whatever recommendations we have or whatever opinions that we try to speak to them.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. So you've been really stressing about the new model that has been settled by the Anna Lynn Foundation, the British Council. It's really important that the keywords here is the unlimited discussion and youth empowerment, how they can talk without any limitations, which gives, you know, the inspiring and creativity platform for them to express their ideas. And that's really, yes, that's the core, that's the point of such things. So we have a time for another intervention in the same question. To show hands if you want to intervene. Okay. You can go, Zainab. Hello. Good morning.
Okay. Hello. Good morning, Ahmed. Well, actually, very much happy to be part of the discussion today. My name is Zainab. I'm from Egypt. I'm also part of the Young Mediterranean Voices in Egypt, and as well as Erasmus Plus virtual exchange, two programs powered by the Anna Lynn Foundation. Actually, it's a pretty good question concerning bridging the gap between institutions and young people, especially in countries where institutions and governmental bodies seems to be far away or not like being aware of what young people are up to. So I kind of agree with Fatima about the Young Mediterranean Voices, but actually, if it was not for the pandemic, the program wouldn't have taken the shape of the virtual exchange. So we also need to enhance virtual exchange and programs that reaches people from hard to reach communities and people from minorities, those who cannot reach these leadership programs that prepares young people to be like active participants and active speakers to the decision makers. For example, the media and the policy makers are not those people that we can or easily accessed. So young people need to learn the skills and the competence needed to approach these bodies and these institutions, as well as also university students. They are not aware as much as they can that they are part of the decision-making processes. So they need to learn much how to reach, for example, their executives at their institutions, how to be formally aware of their demands and willing to address it in a very formal way. So debating and dialogue programs are very great are very great projects just to start this and to learn from different cultures, not only to get over hate speech and to get in touch with different cultures, but also to get in touch with similar challenges that we, at the end of the day, can get out of common solutions or work together on a common basis to find these solutions for these challenges. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zainab. Perfect. Yeah, I've been, very interested about your words, especially that the sentence when you said reaching to the decision makers can be done also virtually. That's really nice. That can ease the way of access to the youth to the decision makers to exchange ideas or something related to the policies. Also, reaching the minorities is one of the best keywords I've heard regarding how we can, solve problems, and that can be via the virtual exchange. I think enhancing a virtual exchange now or platforms is one of the most important things to be invested in, especially when it comes to the infrastructure or other things. Thank you, Zainab. And this is for the question number 1. Going to the question number 2, and I'm really interested in such question, and I would love to hear it, to say it out loud. What should and could be the role of youth to promote Euromed cooperation? Again, the question is, what should and could be the role of youth to promote Euromed cooperation? So if you want to show hands, go for it. Hopefully I'm not too fast for the interpreter. So, waiting for hands, or you can go directly if you want to speak by the phone, but via the microphone. But please let us know your name and the country. Okay. So I will, yes, I will say the question again. Okay. What should and could be the role of youth to promote Euromed cooperation? Again, what should and could be the role of youth to promote Euromed cooperation? Hopefully it's clear. You can find it in the chat box if it can be posted. Okay, Hajar.
So hello,
love-
my name is Hajar and I'm from Morocco. So if I want to answer that question, I would say that the youth now are invading the world of, let's say, the social media. So I think through the use of social media, the youth can actually promote this kind of relationship between the Euromed, and that is through showing how like they can take, I mean, effective actions in such programs, for example, Your Mediterranean Voices or Erasmus, and say how like these programs help them expand their knowledge, their skills, their views toward the world, and how these programs can help promote tolerance, know different cultures, and lower the prejudice toward other cultures. I think youth can use this platform for the best. Thank you.
Sorry, I was muted. So perfectly done answer. Thank you, Haja. So you've been stressing on the point that the connection and the interconnection between the both sides, like the South and the North, are very important to have. Such cooperation, partnership comes from dialogue, and that we have to prioritize such things. So thank you, Hajar. From Morocco, Zainab, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Ahmed. I think the role of youth to promote for Euromed cooperation is a very important outcome that should like look for out of intercultural programs like the one we are in now. So we have a very great pool of participants and people who were through this experience for years and people who are new to this experience, so that we can also make use of these youth who took these experiences to promote it in their communities and in their surroundings, as well as like to be also ambassadors of these programs, to be to take it upon themselves to be to for example to take the training and then to be entitled to spread that training to a group, like a group of other young people, so that like in this case, or out of that we are not only training one person, like we're training one person under like with other groups. This is one thing, and also we should invest in youth from diverse backgrounds, not only from, because and most of the time these programs operate in metropolitan cities, in cities or places where we find like lots of youth are aware of that. So if we are like to send people from the metropolitan or the central cities to other cities that less aware of these programs, that get them engaged and also like I would suggest like also to take it to their level of understanding, because if we take it, for example, to the south of Egypt, in Upper Egypt, many people feel still afraid of getting engaged in such programs because they don't understand about it, or they don't know what aims they promote for. So I kind of struggled for that when I was in my university community, like taking less conservative or more conservative students, especially young women, because those girls only just know nothing but the university communities. However, like virtual exchange helped them a bit to get engaged and to learn smaller or of its hints about the other shores of the Mediterranean and programs that operate from the North and the South Mediterranean. So by doing so, like we can help many groups or far to reach groups to get engaged and also to promote the Euromed culture to them, of which they were not aware of before. I hope like I explained the idea clearly.
Thank you so much, Zainab. Yes, it's very clear. I really like the part that you're saying and mentioning that ambassadors for programs must be appointed in a way or another also to promote for the programs, because lots of people, especially the Egyptian youth, as you said, and you encountered in your university, that they don't know what's really the programs that can make that sort of partnership. So it's very important point, and we need to work more on such things. So how to connect the Euromed region with each other via those programs. So thank you very much. It's a very brilliant answer. So I think I saw the hand of Noor. So would you like to interfere, Noor, for the second question? And this is the last intervention.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome,
Hello,
of course.
everyone. Thank you. So for the question, I'm agreeing, or I agree with my colleagues, and I wanted to focus on the idea of sharing this types of cooperation, because there is many types or many sides of this cooperation. So why not to work on it as a topic to be widely spreading in the both shores of the Mediterranean, and to make like a topic of discussion, so youth can lead this discussion, and I think they should be a part of this discussion as one as part of the experience itself, to be more confident when they talking about it, and the effects on their personal, professional, or their local communities, just to make this initiative and the inspiration for others. And I think this could be very good for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. It's one of the greatest keywords. Thank you very much. Yes, it's really important to create such platforms. I think it's very important. So yes, very nice intervention regarding to end the question number 2. And I think it's very nice that we have some sort of a reporting and policy recommendations, and that definitely will be part of them. Thank you very much, Noor. And nice to see you again. Question number 3, and the last question but not least, reflecting on the 25th anniversary of the Barcelona Declaration, what objectives could Mediterranean youth programs such as Young Mediterranean Voices envision? Again, the question, reflecting on the 25th anniversary of the Barcelona Declaration, what objectives could Mediterranean youth programs such as Young Mediterranean Voices envision? And the question to be, thank you, Fatima, for posting that in the chat. And it's here. And Nuran, thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm waiting for hands. You will find the question in the chat box. So, okay, so Noor, we will have you again. Yes, of course. Go on.
Okay, thank you.
Noor, you're from Palestine, right?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Yes. Just we have to you say your name and your country. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So
Lovely.
I am Noor Swerki from Palestine. Such programs as the UMV and other regional programs, because I was part of another programs. Let me talk about a personal experience that it would be a great opportunities for youth to reflect their personalities, to reflect their ambitions, and could be the first step forward for more. So it's very important to have such as regional experience or regional programs. It could last it for years or whatever, but for more years we have more new generation and new targeted people, so we can have the expected impact and results for among the years, and it could be very good to have every time new faces and a new experience challenges facing us as youth. But I wanted to say that for the young women in particular, that these programs, especially in developing countries, it could be a great chance, because we know that there is this kind of conservative handling or treating with young women. So guaranteeing or to think to have those young women inside and this programs, it would be very pushing them forward for more and to giving this more chances, because we know that youth in general and the males have this opportunities more. So when we have programs and we focus to have more women, young women inside to be benefited of this program, that would be very appreciated for the role of women and participation in the community regionally or internally. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. Sorry, so I have to say the most important keywords that we have there. We need to empower more the young women to be part of those programs and to have a very a great sort of equality between the two genders, males and females. Also, one of the greatest keywords they have said, that reflecting ambitions of the youth, because people are, or youth are always thinking, are always having some sort of, you know, dreams that need to be fulfilled and achieved. And I think those programs can be part of this. And I'm one of them, to be honest, that Young Men Voices supported me in a way or another, directly and indirectly. So thank you very much, Noor. Going to the next speaker. Lovely. So Basma, then Fatima. Okay. Basma, you have the floor. Hello, Basma. Can you hear us?
Yes, hello. I'm just sorry for I cannot turn on my video because I have a very weak connection, internet
No
connection.
problem at all. You can go on. No
So
problem.
I hope that you can hear me well.
That's perfectly fine. I can hear you very well.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, I'm Basma Adel from Egypt. I'm very honored to be among the Young Mediterranean Voices alumni. And I just want to share my point of view that I think that for the next step for Young Mediterranean program, that we should focus more, as we said before, and as mentioned before, on the local communities in each countries in the Euromed region, because these programs have, the Young Mediterranean program, have made a great effort and have made a success, but I've noticed that they are really limited to the capital cities and to some category of students and some categories of young, but there are still more young people who are isolated in their local communities. And I think in the South Med region, if you are talking specifically, they are thinking that the young generation, the North Med, they are different from them, or they are having a different perspective and different challenge. What we need to do is to make them understand and to teach them that we are all on common ground, because we are all at some point facing the same challenges or facing the same problem, as we are all in the same region. So we should focus more on bridging the gap between their minds, or first of all their culture. We need to reach those people, these young people in the local communities, and broaden their mind, make them interact more with the young people who have the same conditions or have the same condition in the North Med. So we should focus more on the cultural activities to bridge the gap first between culture, to make them more close, to make them understand they are on the same ground, on common ground. They are actually, yes, different, but they are the same, and they had the same age. They are facing the same challenges. So with that, with them being on the same ground, with approaching them, we can move on with more cooperation, make them interact more to have a common solution or to have a common debate. So we need to reach more to this category of young people, more than the students or the young people of capital cities and universities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Basma. Thank you very much. It's really a brilliant intervention. I have to say, or to rephrase your words, when you said that the Euromed region projects are very successful, but they are limited. We need more expansion to be going. For example, if we are speaking about Egypt, we need to go to more cities, not just the capital or the second capital. We need to be expanding more and more. And I think it's happening this year in a way or another, but we need some sort of, policies that and more investments to expand the program, also to eliminate the stereotypes between the North and the South, because people think that some group is better than the other group, and that's not quite right, and need to be shown by a dialogue methodology, which is happening already in the Young Men Voices. Thank you, Basma. Going to Fatima, please go on.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. My point somehow joins that of Basma, but I want to emphasize on if the Mediterranean youth programs have to have objectives to envision, one of them would be to invest in and empower civil society. I know that programs like YMV, for example, have hubs in the countries that they work on. So I would say maybe empower these hubs, and that would yield benefits not only on the local and national level, but also in the level of the region. Because these hubs would now start developing partnerships with other countries across the Mediterranean. And here comes again the role of young people across the region, and how they would be able to address issues of common concern, and how their voices would be amplified. And what's good about that is that we have a pool of people, of young people from different places, so that enhances the culture of dialogue, but we are also preserving the cultural identity of each group of young people. So for example, you have people from the Moroccan civil society and the Egyptian civil society, and just imagine what they could do if they partner up. So yeah, that's my point.
Perfect. Thank you, Fatima. You've been speaking about how we can do some sort of the platform, which is happening already in lots of civil societies, mentioning Egypt, Morocco, and other countries in the South Mediterranean, that we do have the diversity and also preserving the identity. And that's a very good, perspective, promoting that the programs, it's not a brainwash or washing your thoughts or minds. No, it's just, a platform for people to speak out loud and to express themselves. I think the third question is heated. We do have Zainab. Go on. You have the floor. Off you go.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I would add much to it, to it just have been said, but only a small thing that were like flying into my mind through the years that I've been part of the program Young Men Voices, because like we are preparing young people only to advocate for small ideas, for small causes, but actually all of these like come out or goes for the case of simulation debating. By the end of the day, they debate, they get into a contest, but they come out with nothing by the end, or just winning or losing. So I would suggest that we put a smaller section that of enriching the knowledge of these young people on real causes that happens around us, and to be real advocates through like smaller initiatives or smaller projects, not only through debating. For example, topics in legal issues that has been going through the Mediterranean. Many young people who are part of the program are not aware of the North Mediterranean policies and legalities around, which is like indispensable part of the program, and one of the main or the key objectives of the program is to bring North and South Mediterraneans on common challenges and objectives. So the North should be aware of the South's issues and challenges, and also the same way around from the South Mediterranean, to be aware of that. So if it wasn't for like a personal effort from young people, some of them like want to or have a passion to continue in the program, they go for it, they read, but actually we need to make a regulated section in the program for teaching young people about issues like hate speech, for example, migration issues, the legality and the laws that regulate such challenges, so that like we can approach these challenges from a real policy or a real legal framework, or to be just real advocates. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Zainab. So my takeout that you've been saying that we need to focus on other fields or topics, but not just via the methodology of debates. We need more realistic platforms that can promote or can, advocate for some problems are facing the North and the South, or the connection between the two partners. That's really a good insights. Thank you all, and thank you very much for being here today. The insights are really useful and thoughtful, and I'm very happy that some sort of policy recommendations are coming, flooding from you. Gives a very, very good platform that we can work together the next year and the upcoming 10 years till 2030, and we sustain our SDGs. So thank you very much. Back to Elada. Thank you very much for having me today.
Ahmed, thanks so much. It was a pleasure to see all of you in this discussion. And looking at it now, I really wish we had more time. Again, we are learning. So thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, everybody who participated and contributed. And I think we have reached the end. I need to say that I personally come out of these past 5-6 now days with a lot richer. I know a lot more things about who you are and who we are collectively. And I know more things we are collectively during these times. Before I close, Blanca, would you like to say something, closing words? Hello. So it seems that, Blanca, I see you.
I am so sorry.
It's okay.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. I should have given you a word of warning.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just lost the sound for a minute.
It's fine. Actually, I think, my internet threw me out again. So I don't know if you would like to say like some last comments before we close. It's up to you.
Yes, I can. I certainly can. If you want me to, I'll be happy to. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yes,
Should
please,
I go ahead?
Yes, please. It would be wonderful,
Thank you.
actually. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No, it's been extremely rich to listen to your debates. I am always very impressed with the way you articulate your ideas. And I think particularly on the topics that you chose today and in the last few days, I congratulate you for not only having made proposals that are really resonate with the state of the art in what we're doing right now. We're all struggling to find innovative responses to the current pandemic, and at the same time protecting the vulnerable groups that are affected the most. So I believe that all your ideas were consistent with the SDG goals, and at the same time very focused on the current context, particularly in the Euro-Mediterranean region. I believe that we can highlight several aspects, the importance of the service sector, and in particular the tourist industry was highlighted by some of you, the importance of protecting the environment and especially finding common solutions, regional solutions to climate change. It is clear that no country alone can affect, can really have an impact on climate change. We need new regulations, we need north-south exchanges, and we need to do this together. So I believe that in your exchanges that was also highlighted. the focus on the poorer segments of the populations is something that I would also like to highlight, and specific measures that would take into account especially the future of the region, the youth. If you cannot have access to good jobs, if you have obstacles to create your enterprises, if you cannot participate in trade exchanges north-south, then you will not be part of the solution. You may become part of the problem. So any policy actions that go in that direction to open up, to include mobility of the youth, and even if in the short term there is a risk of brain drain, we have to look at mobility with a broader perspective. I believe that mobility and access to higher level education and mobility considered beyond physical mobility is key to the transformation of the region. So this is just some highlights that I took away from your very rich debates. Again, we are here to continue working together with the Anna Lindh Foundation to offer you the support that you need and to amplify your voices. And I remain very attentive to your suggestions to see if we can contribute to building the capacity for you to continue debating and influencing policy making. And thanks again to Anna Lindh Foundation, the British Council, and all the partners for allowing the Center for Mediterranean Integration to be part of this initiative. Thanks again.
Thank you, Blanca. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Anna. I also appreciate your presence here. So dear colleagues, YMV alumni, EVE alumni, friends at the EAS, our partners at the British Council, we are very grateful for your presence, for you joining us these last few moments. Before I close, I would like to say a very big thanks to the YMV team at the Anna Lindh Foundation. So Nuran, Anna, Mariam, Amer, Haitham, thank you so very much. I appreciate all of your work. Our friends and partners at CMI and at the British Council, Ili and James and Miranda, Sir Kieran, it was wonderful to have you as part of organizing this. And we look forward to seeing you next time. We do commit that the next events that we will have, as with this one, it seems that there is an increased need for communication. And I think that we will gear a little bit our attention to opening up our conversation towards more inclusive discussions. So something that does bring us back to this idea of networking that we miss. And we see that there is a need. So thank you again. We appreciate your time. Thank you for spending your time with us. And until next time, have a very good week. Thank you, everyone.